I'm Stephen Vantassel, owner of Wildlife Control Consultant. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Bailey Beaver Trap, sometimes called a suitcase trap, live trap, used for capturing beavers in an envelopment style. So the beaver is swimming or moving over the trap, and then the two arms of the trap actually close and envelop it inside of a suitcase style. So this is a double moving trap. Think of it like an oversized foothold. Instead of catching the animal by the foot, it captures their whole body by surrounding it with a cage. The thing I wanted to mention here was that many people think that cage traps are by definition safer than footholds. And while in some situations, in some styles of foothold trapping, that may be the case, however, it's not always the case. Here's an example where a cage trap can actually be more dangerous than a number 3 foothold that would be set inside the water with a sliding wire, or what's often called a drowning slide wire set. The Bailey Beaver Trap is a wonderful trap. I'm not here to trash the trap. When Massachusetts citizens in 1996 voted with the animal rights protest industry to ban various pieces of equipment, I was forced with my company to use this trap, and this was actually my favorite trap. Most trappers like to use the Hancock trap, which is a different style of this type of envelopment type trap. I love the Bailey trap. It was my go-to device for capturing beavers because the citizens of Massachusetts banned our footholds and they banned our conibear-style traps and made them very restricted to use. The footholds were banned entirely. You can look that up in greater detail on my website, wildlifecontrolconsultant.com. But my point here is I wanted to show people that the notion that all cage traps are by definition safer is simply not true. That's my only point here, and that is this is an example of a trap that could be potentially dangerous for individuals that get caught in it, for instance, especially probably more like young children. I don't think an adult would have much injury. Now, it's not necessarily life-threatening. I'm not trying to overstate the risk here. But if you're a whooping crane, for example, not a whooping crane, but let's say a stork or some sort of blue heron walking in the water and you hit one of these traps, you're going to take one for the team. Now, in fairness, other traps can do the same thing to herons in terms of injuring them, such as footholds or conibear traps, but typically fur trapping is done during the winter time where there is less risk to those species because they would most likely migrate out, but not always. So it depends. Typically box traps or cage traps are used by wildlife control operators because why would a fur trapper want to use a trap that costs over $250 to $300 or more, plus it may weigh 30 pounds? That's just silly. But my point is that when I want to show you what this trap does when it closes, so you get an idea of what is at risk with this particular device. And that's basically it. So stay tuned and watch me as I trigger this particular device.